welcome back to the NFL Film Room. Today we are going to be breaking down Indianapolis Colts 15th overall pick, Laiatu Latu. Latu was the first defensive player taken in the 2024 NFL Draft, and he probably would have been a lock for the top 10 if he didn't have a neck fusion. In his final season at UCLA, the 6'5", 265-pound edge rusher racked up 49 tackles and 13 sacks. In this video, I'm going to break down the different techniques Latu used as he put on an absolute pass rushing clinic against the Broncos. Here he's going to be working against Garrett Bowles, who's one of the top 20 highest paid offensive tackles in the league. I'm going to play it one time, then we're going to break it down afterwards. You're going to see he chops, and afterwards he's going to swipe, and then he's going to rip. So, one more time. Chop, swipe, rip. The second rep is going to be a run play. Tight end's going to try to seal him off here, and he's just going to get his arm into him and push him back. So what you're going to see Latu do here is he's going to strike with his left arm primarily and lock it out, and then he just extend it on the guy. Unless you have very, very long arms like a Karana Megadijie or Patrick Paul, who was in this draft class, you're not really going to be able to get that back. And he's just going to push him back and trip him over the guard or tackle. It's very good to see from Latu because in college a lot of times he'd go around guys. He didn't really use his power as much as he probably could have. And it looks like he bulked up a little bit this offseason. And you're going to see him just, use that power at play strength. Not sure if I mentioned yet, but I am going to show every snap that he played in this game because he did only play 8. You're going to see this is a really good run stopping rep. I'll break it down after. First, I'm going to break down what the offensive line was supposed to do on this play so you can really understand what Latu did and why it was so disruptive. Bowles is going to be attempting a drive block, which is supposed to get leverage inside and drive him out of the play. We're going to have the center and the guard working on a combo block. 74 is going to touch this guy a little bit, push him a little bit, work to the linebacker, and try to seal it off right here. Then we're going to have a backside block. It's called a scoop block. 69 is going to work here on the 3 tech, and 70 is going to tap the 3 tech a little bit, not tap, but push him, and then work to the linebacker. And then you're going to create a lane wherever you get between these two guys. Ideally, you kick Latu out, you kick the 1 tech out, you get to the linebacker, you get to the other linebacker, and then you have the tight ends and the wide receivers making blocks on the rest of the guys. So here's what Latu does to break all of this down. So off the snap, Latu's going to break inside. So he's going to be able to work from the side of Bowles instead of Bowles being in front of him, which is how he would have wanted it. And he can basically shed inside whenever he wants at this point. He's just making sure that the running back is going to do it so he doesn't give up the other hole. And the running back is forced to cut it outside because, as you can see, Latu's pretty much in the run lane. He can work right in there whenever he wants at that point. So it only ends up going for a small gain. But you see kind of the significance of his play strength there and just him being disruptive already in his first game. This next rep, we're going to see Latu go for a bull rush. Latu's going to fire off the ball for the bull rush. He's going to try to get both hands on Bowles, but Bowles is going to get his right hand on Latu, but he's not going to get it where he wants exactly. It's going to be too high. And then he's going to follow with a good strike on the left arm or under the right shoulder of Latu. Latu's going to recognize the hands is too high on the right side, and Latu's going to rip back inside. He's going to push off and rip back inside. I'll break that part down a little slower. So you can't really see Latu's left arm, but you can see by the way Bowles' body reacts. Basically a long arm, which is going to create enough room for him to work to his rip move. And from there he's going to rip right to the quarterback and another pressure for him. This next rep is going to be very similar to the first one. It is the same opening and the same close, but in between there's a different pass rush move. Play it one time, then I'll break it down and explain it. So the first rep was a chop, swipe, rip. This one, we're going to see the chop. Then we're going to see a club. So the difference here is this goes to the shoulder. The first one goes to the right hand and the right arm. And then he's going to follow that up with a rip through. And he's going to start working around to the QB. Very encouraging to see Laiatu Latu's pass rush arsenal transitioning over to the NFL against a starting tackle in his first game. This is the type of stuff that he dominated college tackles with, and he's already dominating professional tackles. I'm just going to keep breaking it down, and you guys can conclude whatever you want. Here we're going to see 3 pass rush moves from Latu that we haven't seen yet. Now, obviously, he doesn't end up getting the quarterback, but he does disrupt the pocket. This pass rush move actually has to do with his steps. You're going to see he's going to take 3 small little steps. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to explode for a cross chop. He's going to chop across the tackle's body. Try to pin the arm down. And then after he pins it down with his right, he's going to follow it up with his left. And try to really fully pin it down. Bowles is going to kind of catch him in midair and push him into the guard. They all make contact. I love to see him attempting these pass rush moves against a starting tackle already because it shows his confidence. Here we're going to see Latu's first NFL tackle. And the tight ends are going to be working a combo block. So, you know the drill, they go here, work up top. So Latu sees the formation. He's expecting a run or a chip, so he knows he's going to have to make contact with one of the tight ends. And he's going to fire off into him and get right into his chest. From here, he can basically do whatever he wants with him. If he wants to keep going inside, he can keep going inside. If he wants to shut off, he has full, pretty much extension of his arms to do so. And that's what he's going to do, get inside, and he's going to make his tackle. Once again, good to see him making plays in the run game because he is such a great pass rusher. For this last rep, I'm actually going to do something a little different. Laiatu Latu broke down this play in his post-game interview, so I'm going to take that clip and I'm going to put it in here, and you're going to get to listen to what he said about it. Now it's Latu talking.
Were you surprised to see double teams already?
Hell yeah. The first play I got in there, I got a chip. I'm like, well, because I guess they false started and the tight end was closer, so I'm thinking, okay, like, I'm going to get this chip, so I try to play with it. Next time they come, they show the same look, but the tight end was out a little wider, so I'm thinking, all right, he's not going to chip me this time. Still chips me, and so that was a little wake-up call, I guess, but I wasn't looking forward to I wasn't thinking I was going to get double teamed at all.
Let me know what you guys thought about that segment. It's something I'm considering doing as a series. And as always, thank you for watching this episode of the NFL Film Room. Hopefully I was able to do a good job of highlighting what made him one of my favorite prospects in the entire draft. He showed a lot of the technique and athleticism to become a great pass rusher in the NFL, but it's really going to be a battle to stay healthy for him because he did have that neck fusion a few years ago. Ultimately, I look forward to watching this guy play. I'm going to be posting every snap he plays all year. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment telling me how you thought Laiatu Latu did. I'll be doing these for a lot more rookies throughout the year, so stay tuned.